Hey, it's Longy here, past NRL Fantasy overall champion, here to help you with your captaincy options for round 18. We're going to quick fire through the top 5 options for this week. Honorable mention to Corey Horsburgh, great option here before we jump right into Nico Hines. So first up for Nico Hines, I want to give you a quick fire on him. His last 5 scores have been 86, 82, 62, 64, and 88 points. So really consistent option. Look, it's generally going to be 60 plus with the potential for 80 plus and even 100 plus. The other thing is this week, he's up against the Dragons. So if you've got Nico Hines, it's very hard to make a case for anyone else as your captaincy option this week. Next guy we've got here is Jack de Belin. And I'm just going to get the stats up here for you so I can hit you with these. Look, Jack de Belin's last 6 games, there was an injury-affected game. But he's gone 69, 74, 63, 39, and 63. So again, a guy who's reliably a 60-plus option. That 39 was a game where he didn't play the full game due to injury. He's obviously in that same game with Nico Hines. So if you are going to captain Nico Hines or Jack de Belin, make sure the other one's your vice captain, because then only 2 guys are locked in, and they're locked in from that first game. So it means you can move everyone else freely. Jack de Belin's a decent option. I've got him behind Nico Hines there personally. Next up here is Shaun Johnson. And look, Johnson's been on an absolute tear in recent times. For Shaun Johnson, it's a little tricky because, that last 5, we've got 71, 39, 95, 75, and 70. So that's 3 games out of the last 5 who are in the 70s there, and another one at 95. Look, for Shaun Johnson, the base has been pretty strong this year. If he had the right fixture, you'd captain him. A lot of us captained him last week, for example, against Dragons there. He got 71 points, which is nice. This week it's against the Rabbitohs. So the Rabbits were pretty dodgy last week, and they got pumped up by the Cowboys. I think they'll bounce back this week, though. So the Warriors could be in for a tough game. I'm probably not going to do this one, but I have been asked about Johnson a lot, which is why I've included him in here. Next up here is Dave Fifita, and this is a really fun one. This is one where, I've got stocks in Dave Fifita in every draft league. So for me, he's a guy I'm captaining a lot in draft, but I haven't pulled the trigger on him yet in a real sort of overall fantasy game. Saying that, let's go through that last 5 games because it's really consistent. And to be honest, the whole season kind of looks like this. So you go 71, 68, 83, that 15-point game backing up from Origin, and then 74. So really everything, and actually if I could go back for as round 4, if we took out that backing up game, then he has scored between, it looks like about 63 points and 83 points practically every game. So yeah, super reliable option. He's a beast. He's got a pretty decent fixture this week too. Lines up against the Raiders, who they're a good side, but they can leak some points on the edges. So look, Dave Fifita, if you want a wild card, he's a little bit cheeky. I don't mind that one at all. Last one here is Payne Haas. And look, Haas is super reliable. The thing with Haas, though, is there is some plus and minus here to his minutes. So a bit of minutes management recently. Obviously, he's playing a lot of minutes in Origin. The Broncos last week needed him a bit more, and they lost that game. So that could mean that maybe he plays a bit more this week just to get them back on track. Look, last 5 scores, you got 86, 56, 47, 93, 51. Now, those lower scores, you could talk about backing up from Origin for the 47 and 51. He's been pretty consistently that guy posting big scores. Look, he's got the Dolphins this week, so plus and minus to that, right? Flegler's out, which is a plus in the minutes. Playing the Dolphins is a plus in the attacking stat potential. You saw the para forwards last week blowing through. The minus there is that the Broncos get up to a big lead and maybe Payne Haas gets a rest. Maybe he doesn't come back for that second stint. If they got 42-4, like Para did at halftime, then he probably doesn't get that stint. So look, for Payne Haas, I don't mind it. If I didn't have Nico Hines, I'd be looking very closely at Payne Haas as an option. I think in one of my Supercoach leagues, I will be captaining him. Okay, that's quick fire, top 5 captains option this week. Let me know in the comments who you're going to be captaining, and we'll see you on the next video.